Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy Cash Sinatra. You're now tuned into the Encore Radio Show.
The views and comments expressed on the following radio program by its hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the views of...
Leave the kid be. Don't make me angry and racial with hate. You a fake and a pansy. Already great ain't all that I can be. To me, I ain't shit, but to you, I'm a Grammy. If war winds are blowing, I bring out the family. Double O squad, got the gods and they're going. Break out the transit before you reloaded. My beam sorted, burning, my foes looking hopeless. Got all these bitches up on me. They tootie, they frequent my Avi. Don't act like you knew me. Little for coolie, but highest, I truly don't know which way's up. Please don't confuse me. If she act up, then that's right where she lose me. I don't give a fuck, it's your loss if you choose. And I'll be making moves, you can stay where you're grooving.
All right, folks, and now tuned into the Encore Radio Show. This is Wise Soul. Follow me at The Real Wise, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, the whole nine. Ladies, definitely follow me on Snapchat. I love when the ladies follow me on Snapchat. Anyway, we here with Cash Sinatra.
Yo, 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 yo.
Make sure you guys follow at Cash Sinatra, straight, just
at
like that,
Cash
right?
Sinatra, spelled correctly, CASHSINATRA.
Make life easy to people.
Word.
I be telling you all the
CashSinatra.com.
time. Make life easy. So I don't want to be searching 10,000 different ways for your name.
I feel
yo.
the same way. Even as an artist, I'll be
Sorry.
working with other people. Like, just make it simple. No
People-
underscores, nothing.
Yeah, people don't be realizing that. Even though you're an artist, you want to take a step back and say, okay, well, if someone's trying to look for me, how they gonna find me? Anyway, I appreciate that.
No
though.
doubt.
Yo, your music is on iTunes.
Yes,
It's on
Spotify.
Spotify.
Everything.
Tidal.
SoundCloud is for free. Everything.
So people, music is out here. The music is out here. You know he's here already, so you know I'm already co-signing him.
Word,
So,
word. Much love.
much love to you too. So this should have happened a long time ago, to be completely honest with y'all.
Yeah.
Season 4 shit got cut early for a couple other reasons. We talked about that on a couple episodes ago, but we here now.
Yeah,
we here now. Season 5,
Wow.
episode 3, we here. So let's start out with this. Cash Sinatra.
Yo.
All right. So you from Brooklyn?
Yes, originally I was born in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Live out in Queens now?
Yes.
All right. Where's your family from?
My family, Guyanese. My mom and my father's both Guyanese.
Both
So
Guyanese. So you Guyanese then?
basically, yeah.
Right,
Yeah, I was
right.
born here, but I tell everybody I'm Guyanese.
But which is the smart thing to do. I'm
Word.
Asian, so I respect that. Right. So as a fellow West Indian, I understand when people have certain expectations for who you are or who you should be,
Correct.
quote unquote, as a person.
Yeah.
Right. So as a young creative, right, a young artist, a young entrepreneur, what's one of the original sins that you started with as your career began? Like, what's the first thing that your peoples looked at you and said?
The first thing was probably actually the thing that made everything start. Like, it was one point where I told this story a lot. I was in college and it was final time at the end of the semester. I had to either take a final or I had this show in Philly. It wasn't like a huge show or anything like that, but I felt like I had to do it.
Yeah.
So then I missed the final because it was during a weekday. The show was like a Wednesday or Thursday. So I missed the final. I went to school. I went to the show and I did the show, and I told my mom afterwards, and it was like the end of the world after that. She was like, you just threw out your whole school.
Yeah.
I mean, everything you've been doing, everything you've been building towards, you just threw that, at least in her head. You just threw that out, you feel me, to go do some music that's temporary.
Yeah.
That's, at least she thinks it's temporary.
So as an artist, as an entrepreneur, how did that make you feel?
It's in the beginning, it was like hurt. It was a lot of hurt, you feel me, because it's like you really devoting your brain and your mind capacity to this one thing that you want to achieve, and like the probably the person that you love most or the person that you would want to see reciprocating your energy is not there for you, and it's just like, it's almost like crushing your world in a way. But that's how it was in the beginning. Then I learned to flip the energy into like motivation and all of that.
I appreciate stuff like that, because people, I mean, I'm not gonna front like this don't happen to me too. Sometimes people they hear certain things and they let it defeat them.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say that words don't hurt, because words could cut like crazy.
Definitely, I've seen it in front of me.
Exactly, but at the same time, if you let those words defeat you, like, did you really love what you was trying to do?
Yeah.
So I appreciate you flipping that, whatever, and allowing, changing the energy around to benefit you as a person.
Word up.
So how much of that energy, how much of that did that drive you to want to go harder?
It It drove me a whole lot because it's like I had people on my side. I had my friends and everything from high school and all that's riding for me, and that's cool and all that. But you got the people that been in your life all your life or whatever, and they're not there for you. So it's like it really, really took a toll on me. At least in the beginning. Like I said, in the beginning, it really took a toll on me. So it was really big in the beginning. I think it's becoming smaller as I progress through my career. It's getting really minuscule in my brain.
Dope. All right, so let's go back now. Now that we done set the tone or whatnot, you know, I'm sure you were rapping from young. I'm sure music has been in your life for a long time. Yeah. But you're back with you being Guyanese, right? How much did music that you heard growing up in your household, might have been significantly different from what someone else who is from here? So how much did that influence you as an artist?
That is crazy you actually asked that, because one of my early influences was Frank Sinatra, because like my mom, she's like really into oldies and stuff that. You feel me? Like not only like the reggae old, or like the West Indian oldies, like a Beres Hammond or them type. I was hearing those too, but like in the midst of that, I was hearing like Frank Sinatra and Andre Bocelli, like these dudes that has a whole different sound I wasn't used to. So like on a Sunday, my mom would be cleaning up or whatever. She might throw on some Frank Sinatra. She cleaning, she got the food going or whatever. So like that really built in my head, like, who is this Frank Sinatra guy? Why is my mom so interested in him? So then after a while, I started digging into the character he was and his music and all that, and I grew to like his music and I grew to like him. So that actually, my upbringings with the music in the crib actually started who I am. Like this whole Sinatra movement started from the crib, my mom's music and stuff like that. So it's crazy you asked that.
As I'm going down Google, I was trying to do my Googles before someone steps in front of me. You know, 'cause I want to show respect to the artists and whatnot. But you've been all over the place. You know, like you just recently did Word of Mouth Radio. You know, how was that experience going up there with Chloe and Taki and Q and all them?
That was cool, because I originally met them. When I met them, it wasn't even on no music type of time. It was like I met them in an event. Actually, who did I meet first? I met Chloe first. That's what I was the most cool with. And I met Chloe through the whole Cleverly Chloe Sinead Curry thing. And I went to one of the events, and Chloe was just real cool and embracing, and she messed with my music after meeting me personally. And then they knew me probably like a year or two until they actually got me on the show. So it was just like a matter of timing. So like when I finally got on there, it was like family in a way. You feel me? You see these people, you listen to their, and I'm a fan of their show as well. So I listen to their show, I go to their events, and then I'm in front of them. So it was a real cool moment. Word, especially them having their platform that they have, because they're doing pretty well. You feel me? So it was cool.
Wow. That's dope. So you had your whole team up there with you?
Yeah, I did. I had the whole Louder team. We had the Cypher going and all that.
So talk to me about this. Talk to me about the Louder team.
Louder. We all went to the same high school, but we weren't all friends in high school. Like probably like a few. It's probably like a good 10 of us that do. There's 5 rappers, and we have a cameraman. We got a DJ. We got a videographer. We got like a whole empire we trying to build. So. We all of us went to high school together, and then after that, 2 of us, me and Flo, we got together. We were rapping or whatever, we doing the music. Then we branched out to Conflict, and then added Conflict to the team. Then Mel Swims Good. Then Grizzly. It just all came together really organically from like a friendship. That's where it really came from. So it went from friendship to music.
That's dope. And all of them about in Queens.
Yeah, all of them Queens,
See, now I like collectives, you know, like once you have a collective moving at the same pace and understanding that, one person got to do this, this person got to do that, whatever, like that helps a lot.
Definitely.
It definitely does. All right, bet. So, South by Southwest, was this your first time going this year?
No, this is my second time.
The second time. Yeah. So talk to me about from the first one to second one now.
Okay, the first one, when I was going out there, I didn't really even have my week set out at that time. I didn't even know I was going to perform or anything like that. So I went out there. I had like some interviews though. I had an interview, forgot the dude's name. He's from DC. He's real popular. But I had an interview with him out there. Then I had like another 2 interviews. But it was cool. It was almost like I was going out there to fill out the vibe and see how to work this space next time around. You feel me? So like, This year I went back. It was back to back. I went in 15. This year I went back in 16. I actually had a show I had a show with Zagland. These dudes from Detroit.
Yeah.
They actually put together the show out there in Austin, and they threw me on there. And then I had one more show out there, but it wasn't too crazy, but it was definitely bigger than my last year. So it was like it's growing. So I feel like my 2017 experience is probably gonna be crazy, but like the growth between the first year and the second year is pretty dope.
So with South by Southwest, I always hear a lot of people, this is obviously there's complaints. People feel like there's a lot of artists performing a lot of artists. I heard the same thing about E.3 as well. A lot of artists performing a lot of artists, or the people who come there. Some of the fans who come, not just the media and not just the artists itself, but the fans. They'll come for the bigger shows, but they won't actually interact with the smaller shows. So did you experience that out there as well?
Definitely. It's like if you're not on a huge show, you might not see the amount of traction that you really want, and then when you do have a show, it might be a bunch of, like how it is out here in New York, it might be a bunch of people that come for one person. Then you would see a wave of like 50 people come through for like 20 minutes, and those same 50 people will leave right after one performance. You feel me? And I experienced that both years. So I guess it just depends on where you're going, and you really can't even like gauge those kind of things. So we out here in New York, the show is in Austin, so it's like you got to get out there, and it's kind of like,
I was
whatever.
gonna ask you, like, what's their ground game like? You say you performed with some dudes in Detroit. Like, how did they reach out to you, or what? How did communication go?
At that time, I had a manager that I don't have right now anymore. But she basically got the connect. She has a lot of connections through the game. So she used to work with them through they did the 40-ounce bounce together. And she brought them together with 40 in them. She brought them from Detroit. They're cool with Early Mac. It's like Early Mac's management. He's cool with Big Sean and all that. So it was like a little connection kind of thing going on, and it just made it happen that way.
Yeah, because ground game is very important. Like, like knowing that you live in New York and you about to go out to Texas. You know, you got to figure out. You got mentioned. You didn't set your week out right the first time. Right. So I'm glad that you learned. The difference between the two for the second year. Now your third year, I see that you gonna be mentally prepped or whatever. So you think you looking to do more shows out there, or like what's the goal? Honestly,
man, 2017 in my head, I don't say this too much because I don't like to put it out there, but 2017 is the year that I need to, like, it's gonna, not I need to, but I feel like I'm gonna be on everything, like big, like I'm gonna make my name in 2017. So I feel like my 2017 in South by Southwest should be pretty crazy. You feel me? I don't know, I don't have anything booked yet or anything like that, but the way my timeline is set up, it's gonna be crazy.
You gotta put it out. You gotta put it out into the air. It's a fact. Like, laws of attraction. So that
I believe in that.
Yeah, exactly. See, so there you go. We're on the same page now. All right, so a lot of artists can't necessarily say that they've done things that you've done, right? One of the things that you've done that people can't even say they've graced his presence is you was on Sway in the Morning.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about that experience itself, from like the time they hit you up, whatever, to come through, to the time to when you actually spit your bars, whatever, and had Sway going crazy. I'll
bring it back to even December. What we in 2006? December of 2015. I sat down with my Louder team and my managers, and we all went around the room and we told our goals for 2016. Right?
Nice plan. I like that.
In December, this is blindly too. I didn't know Sway personally or anything, but December 2015, I wrote on my list. I said I'm gonna be on Sway in the Morning in 2016, and that was one of them. And another one was I'm gonna do Hot 97, who's next in 2016. Both blindly, but I knew those were two things I had to do in 2016.
Put it out in the air, and it's gonna come back to you.
Exactly.
You got it.
So then, what's that? January, February, March. I believe I was on Sway in March. So like the year started up, and I had my project Raheem planned for February or March or something like that. So then the project dropped, and the project dropped on a Wednesday. I remember this because it was so weird. The project dropped on a Wednesday. Then the Thursday night after the project dropped, my manager got an email from Sway's peoples or whatever. And before that, actually, they were like in talks or whatever, but it was nothing solid. So it was like we didn't hear from them in a while. So that the day after my project dropped, she hits up my manager like, "Oh, we need one more person for to come up to Sway tomorrow. Is Cash Sinatra available?" So she's like, "Yeah." She hit me up right away, and I'm like, she's like, "We going to Sway tomorrow." I'm like, "Wow, that's crazy." So and the way it happened, it was I didn't know anything I didn't know that was gonna happen. So it was really like a surprise, and it was crazy and it was dope. Then when I went up there, Weirdly, I wasn't even nervous. I wasn't nervous at all because it was almost like I knew I was gonna be there. So I wasn't nervous until 2 seconds before I had to rap. Probably.
Yeah.
That's when I got nervous. Then it all just came through, and I even messed up. That's probably why I messed up, because nervousness just came out of nowhere. I messed up on there, but I flipped it around. I did my thing. But yeah, it was fire.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite moments.
That's what's up.
Top 3.
And see, there's moments. Oh, wait, hold on. You said top 3.
Top 3.
So what are the other 2 now?
Hot 97, Who's Next, which I did, and the Source 360 Cypher in 2014. I think I did that in Brooklyn. We were outside.
Were you there the second day or the first day?
I did both days. I did the concert.
Yeah.
The live concert, and then the next day was a Sunday, which was my birthday, September 20th or something like that. And I did the cypher that day with Chris Casanova, Denzel Porter, Trey Pizzy.
Yeah. See, I was there the first day. I didn't go the second day, but I think I might have missed you. Of course, I was late. I gotta stop. Oh man. Anyway, so you mentioned Raheem now.
Yeah.
Right. So, a lot of people have been putting together these documentaries, right? And you did one as well.
Yeah.
Right. Now, with the documentary, what were you trying to get out to people with the documentary?
The main focus with the documentary was to anybody that did not listen or did not, for whatever reason, if you didn't listen to the Raheem project, I wanted you to look at the video and be able to get a gist of what Raheem is.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that was really the purpose with the documentary. If you're not listening, you're going to see this, you're going to understand anyway.
All right, so people who may not have seen it right now, listening to you right now, what is Raheem?
Raheem is probably the most vulnerable state of Cash Sinatra, you feel me? Because I say lines like, ex-girl got with a light skin, she shit on me. Pops passed prior to the kindergarten, was big on me. Or I might have said, speaking of babies, I've been in mourning. Found out I had a son right after he'd been aborted. So it's like it's the side of Sinatra outside of the music, like the actual person. You feel me? The person that I am. Because a lot of times you hear these artists and they speak about things that they do within their music or because of the music. They talk about things that you might not think are attainable.
Yeah.
But in that album, I'm really speaking about things that you might have been through, or you see your mans go through, or you just like, yo, I didn't think he might have went through that.
Yeah.
So it's just like the more personal side of Cash Sinatra.
So how comfortable did you have to get with yourself? Matter of fact, how much did you have to look at yourself and be honest with yourself when you was writing for this project?
It was crazy. I didn't even, like I tell people, the outro is so personal that for the first few months I couldn't even listen to it. Wow. I recorded it and tears was in my eyes as I recorded it, and the months after I tried to listen to it, and every time I would try to listen to it all the way through, tears would come down. I can listen to it now; it's all good now. But like, that's how vulnerable that project making me. Like, it's to the point where it gets me really emotional, and like things come out that you normally don't see.
Yeah,
you feel me?
What as a person who has never recorded anything. Any project. I record all the time, apparently.
Yeah.
I've never recorded a project. I've never had to write down like my true feelings like that. Once you put that on a recording and share it with the world, right? Where do you go? Where do you go from there? Like it seems like that's probably like, the best form of therapy. So where do you go from there? Like how much did you change as a person after you put everything together?
After that, it was really like. It was like a reflective moment, because then after that I had the people reaching out to me talking about they went through similar things, or they relate with what I'm saying, like especially my guy Julius, like Funny Julius. He reached
shout out to Julius.
Shout out to Julius, man. I always got to shout him out because he don't know how much he means to like my whole brand. Like he reached out and he was just telling me how much it means to him, and he listened to it like when he's in the crib doing regular things, bumping and then like. It's just really relatable, and it's not what your average person, your average rapper, or your average artist is giving to you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? What was the question?
Yo, I'm bad with that. I'm bad with that. When I spit it out, it's out there and it don't ever come back. It don't ever come back. But
I think I answered it though.
I feel like you did too. I feel like you did too. Now, shout out to Julius though. Every time, I swear. First off, Julius is a good friend of mine, right? We had Julius on the show. I think this was like season 3. He came on. Okay. Julius, to this day, Julius probably the only person who I've interviewed where I've walked away from that shit feeling like I ain't learned enough. Like I still got mad more to learn. But yeah, Julius is an honest, good person.
Very
honest. He's the one. I heard he's the one who helped you with the name of the project. Right?
Yeah. In an event, in the middle of an event, because he came up to me, it's loud, and the music is going, and he came to me. He's like, "Yo, when the new music coming or whatever?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm working on this project. I didn't have no name. I'm working on this project right now. But my only issue right now, because at that point, I think I had all the music, so I'm like, my only issue right now is I don't have a name for it or whatever." So I told him that. He's like, "Yo, whatever the name is, just make sure it's you." So I went home that day and I kept repeating what he said to me. He said, "Make sure it's you." So I really took that literally, and I took it literally because it made so much sense. And I'm like, me, Raheem, that's my name. Why not name it Raheem? And then I pitched it to my managers. They loved it, and it was just like that. Off of Julius' start. Word.
I know so many people who have said many similar things to what you're saying right now, right? Anyway, shout out to you, Julius.
Yeah, he's a real one.
So you define Raheem as an audio letter.
Yeah.
Right? So it was a letter to whom?
My family, we can extend it further to my family, whoever is closest to me, whoever cares about my path and my career. Because it's like a lot of people were worried about me. You feel me? Because growing up, I was that kid that's like I'm barely studying. I'm passing tests. I'm doing great in school, and then I just drop out of school. So like a lot of people became worried after that. So then my way of like telling them like, "Yo, you don't gotta be worried," is trying to actually let them put this project out for them to listen, which my mom still hasn't even listened to yet. But it's all good because one day she gonna listen. But that's who it's for. Whoever cares about my path. Like a lot of people be worried for me. I'm like, "Yo, don't be worried. I'm alright."
Yeah, I understand on multiple levels. You know, I didn't follow a similar path to you, but I followed a similar path to you, if that makes sense. Right?
Yeah,
and I can understand like having something so valuable to you and the person who you really want to hear it hasn't listened to it yet. Yeah. But having hope that they will listen to it is all that really matters.
Yeah, definitely.
So I understand. I appreciate that, and I'm confident she'll listen to it.
Yeah, she's gonna listen. She's gonna have to at one point.
Yeah, exactly.
Something's gonna come point where she's gonna have to listen.
Exactly. All right, bet. So we're gonna cut to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna dive into more of the music. You want to hear more about Raheem? I know he's gonna put out a new project soon called Sinatra. I gotta hear more about that as well. So it's Encore Radio Show. We'll be right back.
Everybody is disappointed. Don't understand.
Look, said I be stressing about the wrong things. Raise my hoodie, pull my drawstrings. Real smooth, never force things. But life really comes at you fast. Just know you gon' get hit. But it don't come with the pads before you show them what's in it. Better jump in your bag before you chase that pussy. Better hop in the Jag, swag. Said mom's done quit on me. Ex-girl got with a light skin. She shit on me. Pops passed prior to kindergarten was big on me. I'm just trying to be me, but a bigger me. My obstacles is in my mind. An obstacle can only be labeled what you define. And I don't care, this is my life in the form of rhyme. And I'm getting all this gold that's really in form of time. Thanks God, I cherish it. Niggas see a bump in they face, then they blemish it. I say the glass half full before it perishes. People only looking at negatives, that's a deficit. And they claim they show love. Well, I'm just asking where the rest of it. Said I'm just trying to make my life right. I hope my mom's wrong and the mic's right. On my knees, pray to Christ like. They don't believe this is zeitgeist. Do you believe? Do you believe in a brother? Really, do you believe? Said it's Sinatra to God.
Reaching for a gold mine, set the bar up way high, just enough so they won't catch up. I will never turn back. turn back. I've got way too much to lose, yeah.
And all my moves like I live with the mob. It gets accomplished if I'm given a job. Ain't no fib or facade. I got some dreams of a crib and garage, and that's a given. Tell my fam all they see is mirage, and I'll be living. But I'm living for myself and not no other. Reminder when you down and on the come up. Walking in the rain with no umbrella. All those raindrops, all those teardrops. I don't know, but I'm striding through. To all the naysayers, I'm saying nay when I'm driving through. And I be having fights with myself. A man will never be secure if he not right with himself. If you roll that L, better light it yourself. And Eve could give you that apple, but you bite it yourself, you heard? And they claim they all listening. We'll hop on this train, let's get it then. Said I'm just trying to make my life right. I hope my mom's wrong and the mic's right. On my knees, pray to Christ like they don't believe this is zeitgeist. Do you believe? Do you believe in a brother? Really, do you believe? Said it's Sinatra the God. Said I can't wait, no I can't wait till you're wrong. And I can't wait till I'm off and you gon' sing on my song.
All right, folks, we'll be back. It's the Encore Radio Show, live here in Indie Creative Network Studios. ICN Studios will be here with Cash Sinatra.
Yo.
Make sure you follow him on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, social media in general, at Cash Sinatra.
Word. CashSinatra.com too.
Yeah, CashSinatra.com too.
Yes,
Definitely.
yes.
So y'all just heard Can't Wait. You know, it's featuring Erica Kane. Shout out to Erica Kane.
Shouts to her. Beautiful soul.
If y'all are like true ride or die Encore Radio Show fan, like y'all remember her from like the early days, like 2013 type shit. We was still at FLO Empire.
It's fire
Radio,
that she was on here. I ain't even know.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Shout out to Erica Kane though. Real
Word.
talk. Yeah, so that was a cutoff of Raheem, the project. You guys can find out on SoundCloud as well, iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, all of
Buy
that
that,
stuff.
stream that, all that.
Yes, do it, please. So, of course, obviously, like we said, you know, you defined it as an audio letter.
Yes.
But like for me, listening to the project, obviously, it's very, very personable, right? Was this project about teaching people who you are as a person, like not just the artist, but who you are, so that they can, you know, feel like a part of your journey to be the artist that you want to be?
Yeah, that was definitely a big part of it. And another part of it was just like in a more general sense, just showing people that you can really like whatever you like. It be cliche, like, but like whatever you really put your mind to, you can really do all that. Like real talk. That it's real. It's really real.
Yeah, the funny shit about cliches is that, like, you know, from the outside looking at you, like, damn, it's a fucking cliche. I hate this shit.
Yeah.
But then when you're in it, it's like, yeah, like I know it's a cliche, but this is really what it's about.
Exactly.
Like, there's no other way for me to say this.
It's the best way to say it.
Exactly.
The cliche.
Exactly. So, you know, with the project, you know, how do you feel people received it? Not just your personal fans, but people who may have heard your music for the first time.
I think they probably received it as like, yo, this guy is really. Actually, no, because people have hit me up. Like, I got this one dude. His name is Rich. Shouts to Rich in the UK. I forgot where he's at in the UK, but he hit me up and he was just telling me he was listening to the Raheem project. He really like relates to it. I didn't know in what way it was, but he was just telling me like he really feels it when he listens to it. So like, and I was a new listener.
Yeah.
So like the new listeners, they probably come in, they probably listening like, yo, I can relate to this guy. Like this guy isn't just another rapper that's talking about his jewelry and what he has and all of that. You feel me? So it's like really real life stories that people go through every day. So
yeah,
people are really relating to the subjects.
Yeah, you have mentioned in another interview you did that you were really into, you know, international fans as well. You know, the masses, you define them as whatever. Like, you know, I don't really hear too many artists. I mean, I talk to a lot of people. I don't really hear too many artists talk about, you know, wanting to, you know, speak to people outside of the U.S. more so than inside the U.S. So why the flip?
I'm not even gonna, I did a lot of research and I realized that the real hip hop fans these days, they're more so out mainly in like Japan, France, like to be specific, Australia, Germany, like, and I believe it's because they're so far away from the culture. to the point where they feed into it even heavier. Like we're out here, like even if you're not a rapper, you're around rappers, you're around all this stuff. So it's like you're kind of like we want to stay away from it. But
Very
these people
saturated.
are right, very saturated. These people are so far away from it that they want more of it. And like even recently, the last 2 weeks, I have like SoundCloud Pro, and I've been watching my SoundCloud Pro. And like the plays outside of the country been going crazy. Like within the last 7 days, I have almost 1,000 plays in France. You feel me? So like, I just realized the love is completely different, and it's really genuine because it's not like I like this guy because he dresses nice. You know what I mean? It's really I like this guy's music. I like what he's talking about. That's the reason why I really dig deep into like the international fans and all of that.
What I'll tell you, a little personal secret, is that SoundCloud has a big, following just in general. Yeah. But if you're looking for like people to listen to your music outside of the US, if you put your music on Mixcloud has a huge. So a lot of the shows that we have on our network are on Mixcloud as well, and the biggest ones are the ones like the biggest audiences that we get are from like the UK, France, like everywhere in Europe, like a lot of Japan you mentioned as well. Huge because they like the rawness of it. Like on our network we only feature independent music. So if they're looking for independent music, that's what it's
dope.
about. If they want to hear all
Audio Mac too, by the way.
Yeah, Audio Mac, huge.
I linked it too. People don't know that, but this is a gem out there. You got your SoundCloud going. You could go to Audio Mac and put your SoundCloud link in the Audio Mac, and all the plays from your Audio Mac will reflect on your SoundCloud. Boom. You know what I mean? So that's a gem out there.
Gems. We giving them away today, boy. We giving them away. All right. So now Raheem is out.
Yes.
Raheem has been out for a couple months now.
Almost a year.
Sinatra, right?
Sinatra at the opera.
Soon, right? So tell me, what's the difference to you? What's the difference between Raheem and Sinatra? Not just the project itself, but the personalities.
Yeah, facts. Well, I say this at first. The Raheem project is more about the person I am that made the music in a way, like the struggles I went through as a person. You feel me? The Sinatra at the opera, it's still gonna be struggles in there. It's gonna sound a lot more bossed up and all that, but it's the struggles through the music now. You feel me? And that's gonna be the main difference between the projects. But the difference between the people is Raheem. I would say Raheem is like really vulnerable to like certain things, like especially like the family things and all that. Like I have a lot of morals, and if you get to know me as a person, you really see like I'm not for a lot of things that the people are for, like the little the monetary things and all that. That's who Raheem is. But when you get into Sinatra's more cool, more like fashionable. I want to talk my shit, but at the same time, there's gonna be struggles in there. Yeah. But it's a little more fancy with it, a little more glorified. Yeah. You feel me? But at the same time, you still gonna get that pain and that struggle. But it's gonna sound a little more fancied up.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. And the sound too. I forgot to mention the sound, because the Sinatra the opera sound, I'm building a new sound. This is exclusive, by the way. It's like a fuse between like opera and jazz and soul, of course hip hop and R&B, like really more slow tempo, instrument driven, live instrument driven kind of feel.
That's dope.
Word.
See, I think that, tell me, I had a couple. I was trying, whenever I'm about to interview an artist, I always try and have like a couple of my friends listen or whatever, give me their feedback, whatever. And I have more female friends than I have male friends.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, and see, and my females would like, a lot of sometimes my females just be like, yo, I'm like, nah, like they play hit ones and it's like, it's not for me, right? But then some female friends really be like, oh, yo, this is really fire. Like, I like that, whatever. And a lot more of my female friends came around and were like, yeah, like, yo, I like this dude. You know, where he from? Where you from? I'm like, okay, cool. Like, they like you. Yeah. Right. Do you, like, from an artist perspective, right? Do you generally see like a nice split of like male and female listeners or fan supporters?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I direct don't direct my things for the guys.
Smart.
I'm
smart.
I'm a guy, so I'm naturally gonna attract guys. At least in my head, I think that way. You feel me? 'Cause I'm gonna talk about things that y'all can relate to.
Yes.
You feel me? Because I'm a guy, but my direction is for the ladies. You feel me? So like, and it comes natural, and it's just like that on its own. But like that, I love when the women love my music. You feel me? So like I really cater to them, and they spread love and they buy your music. Like they're more for the like as far as your marketing and all that. It's better off that you market towards ladies because you're gonna see a lot more return than if you're marketing towards guys.
I agree because I mean, guys support you. But guys support you to a certain extent.
Yeah.
A woman gonna support you through and through.
Right.
You know, if you have a woman support, like it's not no fair weather type shit. Like she here,
She want to come to the show. She want to buy the album.
She want to buy your merch. What's good with merch, by the way?
The merch right now, everything is sold out. You feel me? As of right now, but we gonna re-up. And I got some special coming for Christmas, so look out for that. I got some Christmas sweaters coming. I ain't gonna talk too much about that, but you can use your imagination and you could figure out what it is because it's not that crazy.
CashSinatra.com.
Right.
Cop them sweaters.
Right.
Hey.
I got the sweaters. We got the 5-panel hats. I'm gonna introduce like more different kind of merch. Like since I'm a smoker, I'm gonna do the whole ashtray and like I'm gonna dig into different kinds of merch. So a lot more is gonna be coming. You're gonna see different things every time.
Cop them lighters, B.
Lighters. I was meant to say that. Lighters, yes.
Niggas is always looking for a
yes.
lighter. Niggas is always looking for a lighter, son.
Right.
The minute that they can find a way to like merge like a lighter and a USB, I'm gonna be like, yo, look, I got this lighter for you, but you could just plug this shit in real quick and play this.
That's fire. I ain't gonna lie.
Throw that in your notes real quick.
I might have to write that down.
Jam. So the outro again, you know,
Yes.
very, very powerful stuff. Very powerful stuff, right? Do you feel like as a you know young child growing up, whatever, your creativity was something that was at the forefront, like something that people would want to breed, or do you feel like because you know the expert? I mean, like you know, I'll speak from my own personal experience. I know that you know for me, my family came here. I was the first one of my family born here, right? My family came here in the 80s for you know, quote unquote, a better life, right?
Yeah.
And you know, not to say that I'm not successful, right? But if I was a doctor, if I was a lawyer, that would be something to start dialing 246 and call back home and say, yeah, you know, why is this doing so and so and so, right? Well, what I'm doing now, it's not as flashy.
Yeah.
You know, it's no MD in front of my name or whatever. I don't have
At
no
least for now.
Exactly, right? So do you feel like if if your creativity was bred a little bit differently, your family would have, you know, received you being a creative now more so, or do you feel like it's just the mentality of, yeah, we came here, we wanted you to be X, Y, Z, and you weren't?
I don't think the creativity had anything to do with it, to be honest, because it's like they have, like you said, that mentality. They have that mentality that they grew up on, where they came from. There was like one of two ways to make it. You feel me? You go to school, you got this path. You go to school, you get a good job, and that's it. You go do what you got to do. So now when they come out here and they see you making music and all that, it's something that's unfamiliar to them, and it's like, well, what is this? I don't understand this.
Yes.
So once they don't understand it, it's over for it. You feel me? Probably 80% of my family hasn't heard my music, but that if I was in school, they'd be like, cause I said this to my mom the other day. I gotta be breaking. I'm low key a lawyer in my head. I'm talking to my mom. And I said, yo. I said, if I was in school right now, you'll be checking for my grades and all that. You'll be checking for my grades. You'll be checking for my tests and all that, whatever's going on. I'm doing music, you feel me? So there's things you can check to see. You can go listen to my music. You go see the different platforms I'm on to gauge if you think that I can make it or not. Like you can legit go and see these things, you feel me? Like, but they refuse to do it because it's something that they don't understand.
Yeah.
So like I don't even think the creativity has much to do with it. So it's like it was no swaying them since the beginning.
Yeah. I completely understand that. All right, so from a long-term perspective, right? We're moving into 2017. Fucking year is done. Like,
Crazy.
It's November.
Crazy.
Thanksgiving is next week, fam.
Crazy.
Someone tweeted that shit out. I was like, y'all niggas is lying.
Wow, I gotta look at the dates.
I opened the calendar. I was like, Thanksgiving is
Exactly.
next week. Oh shit. So we gotta start. Most people already done planned out how their first quarter is gonna go.
Yeah.
Right. So for you, long-term plans. Obviously, Sinatra is the next step. When do you think we're gonna see that project?
Crazy thing is, Sinatra is next, but it's not really next.
Okay.
That's
tell
the
me,
next.
Tell me. Well,
That's the next project. That's the next big project. You feel me? Like not big project. I'll say full length project.
Okay.
That's the next full length project. The next project, though, I don't want to tell y'all the name because I really like this name and I want this to be on some Beyonce or J. Cole type of thing.
That's fine.
And I got a lot of plans for this. But I say the first quarter, I'm about to deliver y'all a very short project. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be directly for the microwave listeners.
Okay.
You feel me? It's not something you gotta digest. It's just some feel good stuff. And you're gonna vibe out. And that's why I'm gonna give you the beginning of the year. So like after that, then I'm gonna set up for Sinatra the Opera. The thing with the Sinatra the Opera thing is I'm actually having producers work on this for myself.
Yes.
My projects before this, I would go online, search a beat and find beats. That's how I normally do it. But for Sinatra the Opera, I'm getting homemade sounds.
Yeah.
So I'm
It's the next
taking my time with it. You feel me?
And I respect that.
Word.
How do you find that balance between catering to your overall career and obviously again having to cater to the microwave listeners?
It's not that difficult, to be honest, because as an artist I have both of those sides in me, as you're gonna hear on this next little small EP. And I actually have fun making the fun songs, and I have fun making the songs where you have to do a little more thinking, and you have to like listen to it more than once. You feel me? So it comes naturally, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay, that works for me. You got some songs on your SoundCloud now. Fire, and them two that dropped like about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Fire.
2 freestyles over the 2 Chainz beats. Good luck.
Fire. All right, so you headlining Earwax tomorrow, but when y'all hear this on Wednesday, it'll be yesterday. Yep. So talk to us about which one we gonna hear from you tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow at Earwax, I'm gonna be playing. I got a dope set planned. We're gonna start it off with some joints off of Raheem. Then I'm gonna get into some joints off of this EP that I was talking about. So like if you catch a recap or something, hopefully it'll be some footage from that. There should be some footage.
There's gonna be some new stuff.
Yeah,
hey.
I'm gonna play one of the joints, and then I'm gonna perform one of the joints, and then I'm gonna get into that one of those freestyles that you just mentioned. Then I'm gonna get into some classic stuff that at the end I always ended off with the Nod joint because everybody loves that. That's the main joint that's everybody that I'm pushing or whatever. So then before that, it's gonna be a bunch of fun. But I'm mixing it up, a little bit of Raheem, a little bit of the new stuff, a little bit of the freestyle. So it's gonna be a lot you hear tomorrow.
You recently
They gave me 20 minutes, so I got a lot to work with.
You got a lot of time. All right, bet. So you, speaking of freestyles, you recently did a freestyle talking about the election. Heavy stuff. Just can you give us a little feedback for those who haven't heard, like what exactly you were speaking on in the freestyle?
All right. Well, first off, I refuse to mention that man's name.
It's all right. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
So in the freestyle, I don't mention his name, but basically what it was is all right, because I see a lot of my people we're in a lot of people are strong, but then we have a lot of people that are just in a very weak state right now. You feel me? So like one of my homegirls is my smoke partner. We smoke like every day together when she get off work, and I seen her cry over this election. You feel me, and all that. So I'm just like, if you're sitting here next to me crying, I could only imagine what's going on across the world right now with different amounts of people. So then I felt like whoever is watching me, whoever is a fan of me, I want to give them a little bit of strength. You feel me? So with that freestyle, I wanted to give my people a little bit of strength and let you know that, okay, we got a new president, but you still got to move on with your life. You still got to wake up tomorrow. You still got to make some money. You still got a family to cater to. You feel me? That's what the freestyle was about.
I'm gonna be honest with you, right? So Tuesday, all this shit's going on. I realized that like Hillary gonna lose.
Yeah.
I cracked open a bottle of liquor that's been sitting in my window for like 3-4 months. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Like, my Snapchat was probably the most depressing it's ever been in the history of ever, right? The next day, I had to go outside for something. I ain't even come to the studio. Now, I had to go outside for something. I'm driving outside. I'm like, damn, though. I'm like, yo, niggas is still driving. The buses are still going. The mail's still getting delivered. Garbage still getting picked up. Like, this shit, like, if you ain't watched TV yesterday, you wouldn't know nothing fucking happened. Like, you would have no idea. And, you know, I'm not going to say that immediately jolted me to be like, all right, well, I think I still got to live regardless. Yeah. But it helped me along that process to realize that there's so much more to just what just happened then. Yeah. You know, what I am excited about, and I'm really hoping that I can actually see this happen. I'm speaking it out into existence, that, you know, the black and brown community, the diaspora, not just in America but everywhere, see this as an opportunity to really connect with each other. You know, like I literally since last week, I've been inviting people to the studio, like business owners, and saying, yo, come through, let's chat about what you gonna do for next quarter, because I'm ready. Like, you trying to work, I'm trying to work. Like, I want to make sure that we have as many opportunities available for everyone, you know, in the world to see that, you know, what we may be defined as, you know, through narratives on the TV or on the radio or whatever it is. Like, there's so many different levels to who we are. The black and brown diaspora is huge. So let's try and find ways to uncover that. So, you know, it's, you know, today's the first day I've been in the studio since literally, I think, last week, Wednesday, you know, and I'm glad I'm here. It's therapy, but it's also an opportunity for me to say, okay, well, look, like, shit gotta happen. It's been 6 days now, you know, the whole time to mourn is over. We gotta pick up and do what we gotta do for ourselves. Man. We ain't got we literally don't have no choice at this point. We have no choice. So we not gonna speak on his name, right?
Nah.
What do you think about what he has to offer? If there is anything that you think he has to offer for people, what do you think he has to offer for our community?
I mean, directly for our community, probably probably nothing. Yeah. But outside of that, I can see him. He's a good business guy. You feel me? That's his strong suit. Yeah. So, like, if anything, maybe, hopefully, but the economy, the stocks drop crazy the day after he got elected. So it's like, I don't know. My only hope is like the business part of it. Yeah, that's the only side I'm really thinking. But in the back of my head, also, I'm like, yo, it really can't be that bad. Like, when he actually in January and all that, after the inauguration and all that, it really can't be that bad in my head. Like, I don't think it's gonna be as bad as people think it's gonna be. It's not gonna be what we would like it to be. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
Yeah, I think my only solace is that I don't think things would have been much better on the other side.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's like. The most we would have gotten is a little bit of similar to what we've been getting for the last 8 years. Not to say that Barack Obama hasn't done a great job or done the job that he can do. I just don't think that as a people we were moving at the pace that we need to move. And if this is the shock that we need to move forward, like, shit, it's no other. It's like, this is literally, I mean, I think I just said this on another podcast. Like, this is literally like rock bottom. A person went and said all these wild shit about everybody, basically in our community. The only people he didn't really offend was like white men, essentially. And for him to become the president elect of the country, it's like, all right, well, like, he said all these things and he still made it. Well, shit, I mean, they don't respect us the way that we thought they do, so what do we do now? You know. So anyway, off of all that nonsense, is there anything particularly you want to talk about, you want to tell the people before we close on up?
I want to tell y'all, Go watch my video Thug Passion. That's my latest video I dropped off of Raheem featuring my guy The Germ. Hey. You feel me? That's on YouTube right now. Shouts to my homegirl Ashley, and she's like starring in it. My boy Dre the Don. No. He doing his little acting in there, whatever. But that's the last video that dropped. Go watch that. Log on to CashSinatra.com and follow me on everything, cause I'm about to do some things, man. I ain't gonna hold you up. It's about to be real crazy. One more thing.
Go ahead. You got it.
One more thing. Two more things. Shouts to cause they cursed me out before, talking about they listen to all my interviews and I never shout them out. Shouts to my cousin Patrice and shouts to my brother Travis. Them guys, as a youngin', them two guys right there, they really influenced me with this music stuff or whatever to really get it pushing and really get on it. And then secondly, shouts to the whole Louder, my team, Conflict, Flow, Mel Swims Good, Grizzly. Follow Louder NYC. We got a lot of good music. If you like me, I can almost guarantee there's another person in my team that you will like. We have a lot of great music out there. Louder NYC. Follow us.
I like that. Shout out to the squad.
Yes,
Shout out to the squad. All right, so this is the Encore Radio Show. If you like this interview, there are many, many, many others available at EncoreRadioShow.com. The Encore Radio Show is a podcast on Indie Creative Network where there are 20 other podcasts from Black and Brown influencers around the world. We're in 12 cities now, in three countries and 2 continents. Like, we out here.
Lit.
Anyway, this is Wise Soul. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, the whole social media thing at The Real Wise. And we out.
Louder.
Yo, big shout out to Cash Sinatra for coming through to the Encore Radio Show. He left us with a little exclusive titled Mama that he just performed last night at Airwax Sessions. So check this out and let him know what you think at Cash Sinatra on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. This is the Encore Radio Show.
I want to take you on a trip, you feel me? Like, not just a trip where we physically go somewhere, but like a mental trip where you could just let your mind go, you feel me? Yeah. Want to climb the charts of elegance type shit, you feel me? You laughing cause it's real. Yeah.
Mama, let me show you how I'm living. I can tell you really down, I can see you really with it. Like, mama, from beginning to the finish, come and look me in my eyes, let me see you really with it. Like, mama, living local now, let the smoke go round. She don't know no clown. Travel coastal now, spin the world one time. We in Soho now. I'm just trying to see the world with you. Then I could get a world to you. She like Sinatra, ain't no curve in you. Real fly, ain't no bird in you. Probably sipping green tea with my eyes wide. Oh, so watch me get flea in a Nas eye. Vibe out, hook the bow, speaking to the iPod. Good East, need my pasta like a Rasta. Good herb, make my soul glow. Team up with a dreamer, watch the dough grow. The raps flow through my nephro. Smoking a Cuban, feeling like Castro. Shorty keep looking, I got my hat low. I know that she with it, I always act slow. Probably do a world tour as a vacay. Every day with you feel like payday. Mama, let me show you how I'm living. I can tell you really down, I can see you really with it. Like, mama, from beginning to the finish, come and look me in my eyes, let me see you really with it. Like, mama, living local now, let the smoke go round. She don't know no clown. Travel coastal now, spin the world one time. We in Soho now. Probably in the back streets getting nasty, classy, but I kill shit. Check my rap sheet. Mad dies like a track meet. I be Jamie, baby, you fancy. We getting faded, yo, past me. I'm just glad we made it through last week. Treat her like a birthday, yeah, she thirsty. Relax and just throw it back like it's Thursday. Hey, wordplay in the worst way. She deserve walks in the park like it's Earth Day. Hey, be yourself, steady, treat yourself. And I'll be your answer sheet if you cheat yourself. Be yourself, steady, treat yourself. And I'll be your answer sheet if you cheat yourself. Probably do a world tour as a vacay. Every day with you feel like payday. Mama, let me show you how I'm living. I can tell you really down, I can see you really with it. Like, mama, from beginning to the finish, come and look me in my eyes, let me see you really with it. Like, mama, living local now, let the smoke go round. She don't know no clown. Travel coastal now, spin the world one time. We in Soho now. I'm just trying to see the world with you. Then I could get a world to you. She like Sinatra, ain't no curve in you. Real fly, ain't no bird in you. Probably sipping green tea with my eyes wide. Probably getting nasty in the back streets. Probably sipping green tea with my eyes wide. Or probably getting nasty in the back streets. Classy, but I kill shit, check my rap sheet.
rap sheet.
This is an Indie Creator Network podcast. I did it.